Hey guys, this video is going to be about shipping, and particularly Harry Potter shipping, because I know I talk a lot about how Ron and Hermione is like my first ship, and they're always going to be like my #1 OTP, because I've shipped them longer than anything else, which is true, but not like the entire story, because I actually did not ship Ron and Hermione when I was younger, and I didn't ship them from the very beginning of reading Harry Potter, because I didn't really ship anything when I started reading Harry Potter. Probably partially because I was younger. I started reading Harry Potter when I was 8, and like that wasn't the part of the story that I was most concerned about. Not that I became like more concerned about it than anything else later on, but like I got so involved in Harry Potter that I was like obsessed with every aspect of it, so shipping became a bigger deal. But this right here is a binder with fan fiction in it that I have had for a really long time. It was printed off in 2003, which October of 2003. I was in 4th grade. I was 10 years old. But this isn't just like random fan fiction. This is the first fanfiction I ever read. First Harry Potter fanfiction I ever read, first fanfiction in general that I ever read. And my dad printed it off for me so I didn't like read it on the computer, because these were the days before I spent so much of it on the internet. But this is what got me into fanfiction. I read these stories multiple times and shared them with my friends because I thought they were awesome. Like, just the idea of fanfiction was awesome. So then of course I had to read more fanfiction, and I like stopped printing it off and started actually like reading it on the computer, and it became this huge thing. But the bit that is most hilarious to me is that none of the stories in here are Ron and Hermione stories. The first one in here is a love triangle between Harry, Hermione, and Cho. The second one is a Harry and Hermione fanfiction. The third one is also a Harry and Hermione fanfiction. And the fourth and last story in here is a Harry and Cho fanfiction. So I have 2 Harry and Hermione fanfictions, a Harry and Cho fanfiction, and a love triangle that I don't even remember which way it ends, but none of them are Ron and Hermione. I don't even think Ron is in any of these stories at all. I have a very vague memory of choosing the fanfiction that would go in here and not really having any clue what couple I should choose. I'm trying to think. November 2003, the 5th book had just come out. So probably why I chose Harry and Cho, because that had just been a thing. Like, they had just dated and whatever in the last book. And I remember after Order of the Phoenix, now that I think back to it, didn't people think that they might end up together, like get back together and whatnot? Obviously that did not happen, but now I haven't thought about this in years, but I think that was actually a thing that some people, not everyone, but some people thought would happen. So I was into the idea of Harry and Cho. I do remember that as a kid. I wouldn't say I shipped them, but I thought things would go that way, and they didn't. Keep in mind I was only 10, so I wasn't really looking into this that deeply. It was like, Harry kissed Cho, so he has to end up with her in the end, which is obviously not what happened. But when it came to the Harry Hermione stuff, I'm pretty sure I just chose them because they're what caught my eye. I don't remember specifically picking out Hermione Harry fanfiction. I don't remember ever having a particular affinity for them. Like I said, I'm pretty sure I was like more worried about the Harry Cho stuff, but Hermione was my favorite character already, so I probably chose the Harry Hermione fanfiction because I wanted fanfiction with Hermione in it, and I didn't really care who she was paired with, so I just chose Harry because he's the main character, which current me finds hilarious because I would never like do that. I mean, there was a period in my life where I would have like very strongly boycotted Harry Hermione fanfiction and said I'm never going to read it and all of that, but these days I'm a bit more lax about that. Like, I would probably read a Harry Hermione fanfiction if it looked good, but obviously I'm gonna have a much stronger affinity for Ron Hermione fanfiction, so I find it hilarious. Also, Ron has become like, I love him a much more now and appreciate him a much more now than I did as a kid. But I still have to give these particular fanfictions a lot of credit, because even though they're not things that I would probably read these days, these stories, like these specific stories, are the reason that I even got into like fandom, not just fanfiction, but fandom, like the Harry Potter fandom in general, because I read these that led me to more fanfiction, and fanfiction is what led me into like the Harry Potter fandom as a whole and everything that went along with that, and that's how I've like found discussions on everything, including shipping. It's how I realized like Ron and Hermione were first like brought to my awareness as a couple, and the idea of them, and it's how I started piecing together that I thought they were going to end up together. It's how I started piecing together all of my theories for the final Harry Potter book, and I mean, I did pretty good. I did not think Harry was going to be a Horcrux, but I did think he would live, and I did think that Snape was good, and I did think that Regulus was RIB, so I wouldn't have gotten all of that like fun stuff and that guessing and sort of things if it hadn't been for this particular binder of fanfiction. And I think that's so weird considering there's nothing that I would read now, most likely. I definitely wouldn't read the Harry Cho fanfiction. I can't see myself ever being drawn to a Harry Cho fanfiction. Can't really see myself ever being drawn to a Harry Hermione fanfiction either, but it's more likely than the Harry and Cho stuff. I feel like this should be like my embarrassing past, like I hide this away and never show it to people and just pretend like I shipped Ron and Hermione from like the first second that I picked up the first book and it was just magic and meant to be. But for some reason I'm admitting to this right now because I've been a Harry Potter fan since I was like 8, as I said earlier, so obviously things have changed over that period of time. But also, since if I was 10 when I like printed this off, that was like half my life ago, over half my life ago. I've been, because I became a Ron Hermione shipper not long after this, so I've been a Ron Hermione shipper for about half my life, which is, I've been a shipper in general and in the Harry Potter fandom for like half my life, which, like, not just a Harry Potter fan, but in the Harry Potter fandom in some capacity and in the world of fan fiction for more than half my life, which I don't know what that means, but interesting fact, I guess. And it all started with this. But I think that's all that I have to say, so I will see you guys later. Bye.